morning, everybody. Today is April 23rd, World English Language Day. On this occasion, we are the English teachers of Maktab 36 gathered here to discuss about our experience as an English teachers. Actually, my name is Muhammad Shah. I came here for 1 year, or no, not 1 year, going to be 1 academic year, almost 8 months. I am working here as an English teacher, and we have senior teachers here who have been working here for many years. On the occasion of English Language Day, let us ask and let us share our experience as English teachers and how the children of Uzbekistan, we can consider the children of Uzbekistan, how much they are interested in learning. And so what do you think? And we have really, I don't want to introduce anybody, but anyway, we have Iqbal ma'am is the head of our department, English department, and I would like to start from the head. Tell me about your experience as an English teacher, working as an English teacher in school. I think you have been working for almost 15 years.
Yes, I have been working here, not here, as a teacher for 15 years, and I studied in Nizami school, number first. I began as a teacher in that school and here when I was a student, and then I have so many experience in this career.
In this school?
Yes, in this school. This school, that school, working with children are so funny or not, make some kind of challenge. Maybe there are some kinds of difficulties, but working with children is good, interesting for me, and I would work not as a teacher. Sometimes I feel myself as a child or as a children. So it's funny for me nowadays. I try to make some kinds of worksheets, some kinds of presentations for my children, for my pupils.
Yes, it's interesting.
Yes.
And I think we can listen more from our Rose ma'am. First of all, ma'am, please introduce yourself. We know you, but people may not know you.
Okay, my name is Rose and the surname Arapaiwa. I have been working here for 29 years.
29 years in the same school?
Yes, the same school. This period of teaching, I learned more.
You are teaching only English as an English teacher.
Yeah. But I can teach Russian, but I have never gave Russian language. Nowadays, English is so improving. Because you can find anything to learn English. You can watch different videos, different movies, different cartoons, speaking and listening, different activities. But when I came here, you couldn't find anything. That's why I think children of Uzbekistan, people of Uzbekistan, students are learning English very quickly, very fastly, and they are English very well than all the.
Do you remember your first batch? Your first batch of students as an English teacher you worked in?
Yes, I know. I remember.
When you compare your first batch of students with today's students, how is the progress?
Big difference, because when I came here first time, we only read and translate.
Read and translate.
Read and translate. They couldn't write dictation. They couldn't write dictation. They couldn't write the
that
word
time.
dictation.
What book you were using? Do you have
books? Every time changed.
Okay.
Changed.
Okay. So the books were in English or in Uzbek?
English translations sometimes. There were translations also.
Okay.
They were in Uzbek.
Working only with words.
We worked only with the words.
Okay, vocabulary words.
Yes.
I will come back to you. We have a young teacher
Okay,
here.
okay.
That is, okay, ma'am. Can you remember any funny moment or any humorous moment you had in the class as you entered as a teacher first time?
Of course.
Of course I had, because I have no experience as teacher.
Please
as a
introduce
teacher.
yourself first. Then,
Oh, sorry, my name is Nasiba, my her name is Davletova.
okay.
And it's my first year as a teacher in this school. And I'm also a student.
Yes.
And let's begin the humorous one.
Mm.
The first day I came to this school, and the head teacher saw me and why aren't you wearing a uniform? Where's your uniform?
Thinking that you're a student.
Yeah. She thought that I'm a student, and which class are you studying? Which class do you study? And I said, I'm a teacher. I'm a new teacher as a English. And she, she shocked it because you are so young and you're a student, and some teachers thought that I had no right to work as a teacher because I'm a student. But thank you for our government, thank you for Uzbekistan that they gave me that opportunity. Both I work and study.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think about the children of Uzbekistan in learning English? Since you are a young teacher, you can understand their feeling well. So, how do you think how fast they can learn or grab the language?
Well, as for me, I grabbed the language.
No, I'm not asking not your personal thing,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah.
But for me, I gained the language in my 13th. But now children are learning the language from the kindergarten.
Yeah.
And they know more than me sometimes. No,
Okay.
I don't know the words they know.
Yes.
And that is the challenge, that is a difficulty for me, and I try to work on myself very hard, and I prepare my classes, my lessons very well beforehand. And the children, the students are learning the language very fast.
Yes. Nowadays.
Because, they are living in the language atmosphere
Okay.
from their early childhood.
Yes. And here we have. Well, I don't want to introduce you. You can introduce yourself and share your experience as an English teacher.
As an English teacher.
Yeah, as an English teacher, what new technique you are using? How you are make use of the technology in teaching English?
I'm Rahima Kozan and I'm also new one here. I came to work 4 months ago here, and before I worked at a learning center as an English teacher, and I worked with children, elder children, and it's easy for me, but when I came to school I have to work with little children, and it's more difficult for me. And I began to search different techniques for lessons because it's a bit difficult for me to work with young children.
Can you
Young
share
people.
any one of the most difficult situations? Any one of the most difficult situations you faced for teaching the younger students?
The most one is the concentrating is difficult for young children because they mostly they don't pay attention to lessons. They speak with each other, with classmates. So I began to work with mass media. I searched some cartoons, videos, and that kind of flashcards to use my lesson. It's helpful for me. It is more interesting for little children Because before I worked just books and audio tracks with elder people, but working like that with young people, it's difficult, some difficult things.
Yes.
So I use
Okay.
video
And yours, yours opinions about our school, about our pupils.
I will-
How did we teach them?
Our pupils in Uzbekistan.
In Uzbek, I will share one funny moment that
Speaking only one or two schools, you should speak many more kind of schools.
no, I don't want to compare Uzbekistan students with any other country students because the situation is entirely different and the scenario where we live is also different. So when we take into consideration our students, that is students of Uzbekistan, I will share one moment that I had. It's a funny moment that it was in grade 6 or grade 7. They were in my class and I was teaching, and the topic of that day was homophones. Homophone. Then I displayed the title on the screen, homophones, and that time unfortunately there was no translator, no co-teacher with me. That teacher was on leave, so I was alone. I was trying to communicate by gestures and using simple words and all. I displayed the title homophones on the screen. Then I asked the students. I talked about telephone. I said that telephone. I said mobile phone, and then I asked the students, "Can you read this?" Then they were looking at the screen. I said, "Please read. What is this?" Just to give a hint, I said that this is mobile phone. And what is this? Can you read? Yeah. And everybody they were stuck for a moment. Then after that, one of the students just translated what I said. What he translated, no? Sir is telling you to write. I asked them, please read. Then everybody opened their book. They all wrote what I wrote, homophone. So what the question I asked, then I did not correct it because 100% of the students took their book and wrote the title homophones. So when the language becomes or the word become meaningless, the meaning of the word read, they heard it or they conceived it as right. So it is another big question that actually the word we read and write entirely two different words only for those who know the word. Suppose if you say in Uzbek, what we say in Uzbek for read?
Read,
Okumak, and write?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. For me it is same. Okumak, Xmak, you are telling me that just a sound, Okumak, Xmak, I will do nothing. Because when we know the language, it becomes meaningful. When we don't know the language, it is just a sound.
Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right.
So it is one of the experience I had. So I know you have been here for, and you are in Uzbekistan. Generally, how do you teach? You are teaching English in Uzbek, or how the method means the common method of teaching English?
We try to speak only English, but sometimes we use our own language. Sometimes, not often, because if we all the time speak English, they learn more from us. It will be interesting to them if we all the time speak English. For example, you all the time speak English, that's why they interested in you. That's why every teacher, I think, to speak only English.
So
Sometimes they ask the
Common
word.
method is the grammar translation method in Uzbekistan.
Yes.
Because if they don't know the translation of the word, there is no need to speak in English all the time. So because they just look at each other or look at the teacher unconsciously and know nothing. But if they know the translation of the words, it can be meaningful, as you said, and interesting.
And after the school, do the children have any opportunity to use English? Means back at home or any in their playstations?
They
or
go to some extra classes, but it's not their second. English is not their second language, so they use more their native language. I mean, Uzbek, and sometimes Russian, because Russian language is considered as a second language in Uzbekistan.
Not second language. English also.
But English is becoming
Nowadays,
popular nowadays.
English nowadays among the young people, they are very popular. Russian popular older people. After our independence of Uzbekistan, English became very popular. Young people knows English very well than elder ones.
They can watch any kind of
Okay,
videos.
I have another question to you. This I want to know because in India I think English better than us. That's why you are here. I think that's why. Can you tell us what's the popular essential way improving speaking skills?
Watching videos, listening.
No,
That is apart from watching videos and listening to music, English music, and there are for Uzbekistan people, exclusively for Uzbek students. The easiest thing is to learn English is very easy. When I compare the students of other countries, you think about me. I belong to India. My language is another. Malayalam is my language. It is entirely different from English. And I had been in Saudi, Arabic. Arabic and English is completely different. Culturally different, linguistically it is different. But you people, Uzbek students, your writing is same as English.
Letters the same.
Alphabet
You want
is
to
yes.
say,
Is the transcript is same you are using, and for you it is not new. Okay, the sound, everybody, all the students, they know the sound of each letter, and they know how to write. They are used to with their handwriting, and reading so easy for them. And many of the words in Uzbek and in English same. Many words.
Yes, you are right.
Many words. Only need a trigger, a small trigger. But as far as other students concerns, especially Indian students or Arabistan students, so our language is different, culture is different, our transcript is different, everything is different. We want to pick up the language from the very bottom. It is, and we are learning the letters A, B. This is entirely new for us. Actually, the letter A is new, but our alphabet is not like that. And the writing style, when we to read P, for example, P. How we write P and I we put. It is difficult for you think from the perspective of a small child. We write P and I. We read P. It is, what is the sense of it? We wrote P and I and we read P. But in our language, it is one letter P.
Yes.
It is. So to understand this, we will take years.
Yes, you are right.
Uzbek students so lucky that they can learn very easily.
Yes, because
But I think we need more native speakers. If there is no more native speakers, we can learn it more quickly, I think.
Yeah, anyway, the future, the promising generation of today, they will change the world. They will change Uzbekistan totally. I guess so. That because as you mentioned that the younger generation, they are very good at English. And what about the electronic devices nowadays, TV or another? The language is in Russia or English? Means the system language.
sometimes Russian, sometimes you can see
When we
English.
But in washing
How to
machine,
cut-
in my washing machine, it is Russian.
Yes.
But what about
Mine
the recent one, the latest one? Maybe I think maybe in English. In English.
Some
it
of
is
them in English. For
right?
example, my washing machine
Mm.
in English.
Yes, yeah, English. So which means that the old one it was in Russia, the new one, the latest one is coming in English language.
Yes, you are right.
Yes. And Iqbal ma'am, do you remember? Can you remember the first word you learned in English, or not a word or any?
English is the first word for me.
Maybe the word English.
Yes, the word English is the first
Yeah.
word for me. That's why it means so many meaningful,
Yes, yes.
meaningful situations for me by this word English.
Okay. And ma'am, do you remember any word you used wrong in English? First you thought the meaning is this. Later you understood that you are using wrong English. You had any experience like
I
that?
remember.
Ah.
I remember yesterday I said, "How is your children?" But you correct my mistake.
That is not a word. That is not a word. That is it's a
Question.
yeah.
Question.
All the time I pronounce the word river wrong as river. But it's river. I know it. It's river. But when it comes to read the word,
Every time.
I go river. Oh, sorry, river.
And I know
It
that.
happened it happened yesterday. You asked me the translation of permanently word, and I translated incorrect. In Uzbek is vaktincha, but it's the opposite meaning. I translated temporary, but
I also have
opposite meaning, and it's daimi.
temporary and permanent.
Temporary meaning temporary is daimi. not
Permanently
vaktincha.
and not very opposite not
These mistaken words, I think we have already learned individually words. Not
And
complete
pronunciation, there are many pronunciation. For example, how you pronounce the word B-L-O-O-D?
Blood.
Blood?
Like blood.
Yes.
I think the word
Sometimes I make some mistake with
Yes,
this word.
yes. And I have heard mentioned.
Black?
No, blue.
Blood.
Blood.
Blood. They pronounce it as blood, but it's blood.
Blood. Blood.
Like that. But sometimes we misunderstand the meaning. That is great. I have one. You know the word lethargic. Lethargic is very lethargic. You don't know, right? Can you guess what would be the meaning? Simply a blind guess. Lethargic. Say simply. What is lethargic?
Related to
Is it
medical?
not medical.
Make a sentence, please.
Comical maybe.
It's
I
related
can.
to character.
Related to character. He is very lethargic in his activities.
Lazy?
Lazy, huh?
Huh?
Lazy?
You are correct.
Really?
Yeah, but I was thinking no. I was lethargic. When we say that.
I say energetic.
Energetic, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I also thought
That's
this.
something
We told some kinds of activities
Uh,
belongs to our children. We should stay lazy. Usually say lazy.
no, look at the word sound lethargic. We may think that yes, it is
But
very
sounds as
different.
energetic.
You told it,
Positive meaning we.
but
Yeah.
it
I have
sounds-
never heard like this word.
Uh.
Lethargic. Just now.
Then,
I guess informal word.
yeah, it's informal word. It's an informal word, and there are to increase the vocabulary of our students. So, do you have any plan, any specific plan that how to improve the vocabulary of our people's English vocabulary? I mean.
Using different kind of different kind of speaking, writing activities in internet. It's ready-made topics. I all the time try to use it. First of all, they listen, then they work with the vocabulary, and then they can, using all of them, speak.
Yes. What about ma'am? Shall we start word of the day, word of the week, like that,
Yes,
introducing?
working with some kinds of animals.
Yes, like this, and
Translating,
asking,
matching.
making quizzes on vocabulary words, like that would be great. And on this occasion, I think we can conclude our talk. Or Nasiba ma'am may want to leave that early, but anyway, English is not only a language; it is a door for knowledge. We can consider, because most of the written knowledge is in English. If we find some of the knowledge in Uzbek or in Indian language, sometimes we may not find. So it is not only a medium of communication, it is a door of knowledge as well. So we can entertain our students for learning English faster and faster, and let us celebrate or start new tricks and ideas to improve our students' language skill. And thank you. Have a nice day to everybody.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was a good